I'm Nancy Woodland. I'm the Executive Director at Westside Baby, and it is my pleasure this morning to be able to present the award for the Not-for-Profit of the Year. This is especially wonderful to be able to present because Clay Eals, their Executive Director, and I talk nonprofit all the time. And so this award is going to the Southwest Seattle Historical Society. And the society has been around since 1984, which is pretty amazing. But you may have heard most about it in the last couple of years, and that is because Clay was hired 2 years ago. And what has happened since Clay has been hired is that West Seattle has entirely become history wonks. Everybody cares about the history of West Seattle now, which is really fantastic. And I say that sort of grain of salt because I am not a history buff, and when Clay starts talking to me about totem poles and museums and things, I know, that's great. But all of a sudden, he's kind of used to that from me. But I will admit that in the last year, I have become completely wrapped up in totem poles. And so excited about the Admiral Theater and all the things that are happening around West Seattle. I think at this time, we're so into digital things and we move so fast that we forget that there's history. And when we have a community like West Seattle that has so many transplants and so many new employees moving and so many people that are coming into the community, you need the Southwest Seattle Historical Society to make it all matter to all of us. Because history connects. When we are connected, then we care, and when we care, then our community is taken care of. And the Southwest Seattle Historical Society has been doing that. So I'd like to present the award to Clay Eals. Please come up, Clay.
This thing's heavy. Can I sit it down? Yeah. Well, Nancy said it all. Nancy, we're going to hire you. Thank you so much. I'm proud to have Nancy as a friend and a champion. And I thank all of you for this award. The best recognition comes from your own home, and home is what we are all about at Southwest Seattle Historical Society. As Nancy said, we have been around 31 years since 1984, and our mission is clear. It's to promote local history through education, preservation, and advocacy. And it's a mission that is a part of the lifeblood of every single one of you in this room. Just take a moment to think, why is it you're here? And I'm not talking about here this morning. I'm talking about here living, doing business, and connected to others here in West Seattle. And every one of your answers to that question has a common thread, and it's that we all love this place. And if you love where you live, then the Historical Society is the one for you, because that's how you get to find out how this place got to be so darn lovable. And the more you learn, the more deeply you and your kids and your grandkids are connected, and those connections inspire others. It's all about passion and wearing it on your sleeve. And with that passion and with your help, we have accomplished some remarkable things in the last year or so. As Nancy alluded to, we restored and unveiled the Admiral Totem Pole at our museum before our largest crowd ever, 1,300 people. And that included more than 24 dignitaries and 900 school children. We are putting on tours of dazzling historical homes, including one coming up this June at the home just up the hill of the founder of the Ye Olde Curiosity Shop. We've created exhibits and monthly author series and tours for kids and seniors. We've celebrated the West Seattle Bridge. We've showcased local heroes Lou Whitaker and Art Wolf. We've published a cookbook, and we have put on a gala in this very room that is breaking attendance and fundraising records every single year. Now, to do all of this, we stand on the shoulders of giants, and many of them are right here among us. I first wish to mention our founder, a community visionary, Elliot Cowden. He has been gone for 10 years, but oh, would he love to be here this morning to share this honor with you. And then I want to move to our table. We have three from our board of directors. Carrie Korsgaard, Vice President Tia Hallberg could not be here at the last minute, and President Marcy Johnson, along with our interim museum manager, Lissa Kramer. We also have a major supporter and businessman in West Seattle for a quarter century, the owner of Luna Park Cafe, Mr. John Bennett. We have a member of our gala committee who is heading up our exciting Alaska Totem Cruise this September, representing AAA Travel, Liz Day. And there's a couple at our table without whom we would simply grind to a halt. And that's obviously IT headquarters, represented by Rob and Patricia Shiras. And elsewhere, the list goes on. And elsewhere in this room, we have Nucor Steel, whom you're going to be hearing from, and Jackson Morgan Hunt, and Salties on Alki, and another board member, former board member, the owner of Westside, and a 3-term former chamber president, Dave Montour. We have Fabrice Carney. We have the two elected who were announced from West Seattle, Tom Rasmussen and Joe McDermott, are on our advisory council. We have the blog and the Herald, and other chamber members who could not be here today, our board treasurer, Ron Arendt, electrician Rich Barrientos. I mean, it could go on forever. And it also includes your own CEO, the ace of this organization, Lynn Dennis. And finally, there are two special guests we want you to welcome this morning. They represent two business entities that have been prominent in the news, good news, lately. They are bringing commercial viability to West Seattle, and they exemplify how landmark status can foster new life for beloved buildings in our very own neighborhood. First, representing the movie house, whose roots go back nearly a century to 1919, the location of countless first dates and first kisses, the place for which we led the successful landmark campaign 26 years ago in 1989, and whose marquee proclaims, "Here we grow," with new screens, new seats, digital protection, and much more in store over the coming year, is the creative and energetic manager of the Admiral Theater, Dinah Bryan. And representing an irreplaceable log building constructed 111 years ago in 1904, originally known as Fur Lodge, later became the Seattle Auto and Driving Club, the place for which we secured city landmark status 20 years ago, the mothership of our Log House Museum, everyone's favorite restaurant for family-style chicken dinners, just a stone's throw from the birthplace of Seattle and next to the most beautiful beach anywhere, is the brand new owner and restorer of the Alki Homestead, Dennis Schilling. You know, it'll come as no surprise to you that the theme of our gala this fall is coming home to the homestead. So, on behalf of all of these people and many more, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. There is no question that it all takes a village. I'm so proud myself to be living and working in this village, our home. of West Seattle. Thank you.